Good evening to our many listeners. We here, Samtra TV. We are here this evening again in our regular Wednesday program here on Samtra TV on Inside Liberia. Tonight, we are focusing on the recent high rate of accident in and around Liberia, in a country where we are still striving to recover from everything that has happened, and we find ourselves in the middle of accident, most especially in this year. Tonight on Sandra TV, we have invited the police spokesperson to talk about it, the high rate of road accident, and that he will tell us what measures are the police putting in place or the police have already put in place. How can citizens, pedestrians, passengers, drivers, all work together to come up with safety measures or to implement the already existing safety measures here uh, when it comes to accident. Road accident is on the increase, and we know how it has left many persons dead and many other persons, we want to say handicapped. Yeah, some people are seriously injured. They have not even gotten over it. Some people went into depression, and we've seen that part of it. And then we also want to talk about how we can avoid accidents, how we can avoid accidents, especially road accident in Liberia on highway roads, most especially the highway roads. How can we avoid accident on those roads? We have the police person will be coming in shortly to talk about that, and then we will also have my media colleague here, Princess Howard Tenny. Princess will be also joining us in this conversation to tell us what are those things that we need to do, what are those things citizens can do, what are those things police can do, what are those things drivers can do, because the safety of a citizen is everybody's business. The safety of ourselves is our business. And then we've seen in recent times, between last week and today, there have been several lives taken. There have been several lives taken, all because of reckless driving. I'm going to say reckless driving, driving drunk, and there's so many factors, so many factors to that. So we tonight on Inside Liberia, we are going to discuss it lengthily, and you can also have your say by making your comment on our Facebook post. Sandra TV Inside Liberia. My name is Vivian Cook. Our program is live on Facebook and on YouTube, where we have our pages tonight. Let us welcome the police spokesperson of the Republic of Liberia, Mr. Sam Collins, who is right here in the studio with me. Welcome to the studios, Mr. Collins, spokesperson of the LNP. And Liberian people have been longing to see you, especially people in the diaspora. Here you are tonight in studio. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on your network this evening to interact with those in the diaspora and even those who are back home. And I hope that we have a wonderful conversation.
Thank you. You are wholeheartedly welcome. Yes, we know the conversation is going to be right. We want to talk about the recent high increase of road accidents, especially on the highways in Liberia. So many lives been taken away, so many people been injured because of accident, lives and properties being destroyed together. What is the police stance on this? Okay, we'll be back. The network in tonight is not too favorable because of the rain. And we know that it's fluctuating from different areas, but that's what we're discussing tonight. We holding this in high cost because it is getting serious every day. Look, just this evening on Johnson Street, one of the buses called Killer being ran down. He lost control and he ran a good thing. And people were praising him. He's a good driver, but God first. He had to run into the space between the church, the Presbyterian church, and that little space. And that's the second time on that hill in 1 month. That's the second time. So time will come, we start recommending that Kirabi start parking around Fata. And those who want to take the $50 bus can stroll down to Fata and take the bus from there. Because the bus don't have the strength to go up the hill or to come down, especially when there is traffic. They don't have the strength to go up there. Just this evening, that it was going to be on the, and that bus can really be crowded. There was going to be another crash. There could have been one of the buses on Johnson Street that can be seriously crowded. People standing over people. And then here we are, we got that one to face. The every highway, we got people running from here and young. Look at the 10-year-old little girl who lost her two arms in road accident. Coming to Monrovia from Sandy Kone with her mother. See what happened to her. See what happened to the guys who were recently killed in the Bon County crash. See what happened to normal persons that are wounded because of that. See what happened to the young miss from AME University who lost her leg recently because of reckless driving. It has become a serious national concern, a very serious issue. That every time there will be no traffic control, there will be serious excessive speed, and then people will just run into other people, damage their lives for no reason. Somebody died at Finland the other day. Finland, US student died on the road in Finland the other day. This is getting very unbecoming, and it has reached a place where all of us have to get involved. All of us have to talk about it. This is road accident, and it harms a lot of lives. People get traumatized seeing their loved ones lying in critical conditions in the hospitals. People get seriously, heartbroken seeing their loved ones who just spoke with them on the phone lost their life in a mere minute. Just imagine somebody will call you and say, I'm on my way. 2 days for me, I'm on my way. And in 5 more minutes, then you receive a call that that person was involved in an accident. All because of reckless driving. All because of carelessness from our drivers. And those are things when they do, if they survive, the police need to take serious action against them. Because some of them can be excessively drunk. Some of them can really be drunk. Some of them just feel that running or when you're speeding, it makes you a professional driver. And some of them, when you are talking to them, when they're driving and they're speeding, you're talking to them, the only thing they're going to tell you is, you think you are the only one who got life? Myself got my own life. If you truly got your own life and you know you got life, why are you messing with it? Especially when you know there is not another life somewhere lying there. Especially when you know that there isn't any other life lying at home. Or maybe you can manufacture yours, but what about the passengers? Your passengers are always to be a priority. Welcome back, Sam Collins. Welcome back to our studio. We know the internet in Liberia tonight is fluctuating. I know, understand because of the rainfall, but we're glad to have you, and we know that people are looking up to see you. So we're just talking about just briefing the audience about the recent accident rate that is we see in the country. Most recent this evening at the Johnson Street, the killer being bus that ran off the road, and it's the second time in 1 month. I think the hill is getting too high, or the pressure for in the car, in the bus, in those buses. They need to start parking around Johnson Street, around Fata, and let people walk there. Those who want to get on it. That's my suggestion to you. But we are welcome to the studio. Let's talk about the issue. We have time to explain to the audience and some of the causes and what the police is doing to work on that. You have the floor.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. Like I said previously, just before I went off, and to admit what all you have said is actually true. The issue of accident is becoming very much indeed alarming. A lot of innocent lives have been taken away due to what I will refer to as reckless driving on the part of operators. And it is something that has caught the attention of the Liberia National Police. When we released our first quarter for 2026, that captured January to the end of March, we realized that we had 478 accident cases across the Republic of Liberia, with Mosorado County being the highest and topping the 15th political subdivision. And out of the 478, 71 lives were taken away uh,
Mm,
through accident. So what we did immediately was to put in place a strategy that has to do with going back to the root causes of all the accidents. And we've got to realize that most of the operators, most of the drivers are just not trained. They do
mm,
not understand the rules of the road. And somebody go to escalate, get behind a steering, and that person is considered as a driver to drive between Maserati to Grand Gita, or even to Sandro, or even from Maserati to Nema, or even Guinea, or even Sierra Leone. So what we have put into place, Vivian, is that, like I said, realizing that the guys are not trained, we have
mm,
gone to various driving schools within the Republic of Liberia, where we have started a process to train driver instructors, instructors at the driving schools. We
mm,
review the curriculum. We review the curriculum of all of the driving schools. We've got to realize that a key course is not being taught. What they're teaching them, they are just teaching them the fundamental. That is, have steering control, get up in the morning, look at your tires, check the oil, check your gas, check the home, and it goes beyond that. What
mm.
is lacking within driver education in Liberia is a course called the rules of the road.
Let's see.
The rules, the roads have rules, and drivers should be educated to the rules of the road. Anybody learning how to drive in a backyard or on a football field would not know the rules of the road. Now, if you travel from here, from red light to the Liberia Guinea border, passing through Kakata, passing through Bomb County, and that of Nimba, you realize that there are samples planted on the along the route.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these these samples or samples, traffic samples are speaking to the driver. They are keeping conversation with the driver. But because the drivers do not know what the samples are telling them, they ain't know it. And the next thing, they are either involved in an accident or they are involved in a crash that take away innocent life. For example, some of the samples will tell you narrow bridge ahead, curve ahead,
Sure.
for the
Mm-hmm.
45 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour. Now, if you are driving and you see a samples probably driving at a 45 miles per hour, and you come across a signboard that tell you 15 miles per hour. If you actually know the rules of the road, it means that you're going to drive your speed. Either you are in a hospital zone, or you are in a residential zone, or you are in a school zone. But most of the vehicle operators don't know this. So as a result, they are taking away innocent lives. They are killing people before the time. Like you made mention of the accident that took place over the weekend from Banga, where the person
Mm-hmm.
lost their life and other life. Yes. Now I lost a childhood friend from Caldwell in that accident, Zach Mungo. Mungo was returning from bomb and making his way to Caldwell when he got caught up in a tragic motor accident. Only because the driver was speeding to get to Morovia and he wanted to get back to Banga or other Nima. So we are putting together our second quarter report, and that report will be up very soon, probably before the weekend or early next week, so that we can do a competitive analysis to see whether we're gonna have over 71 deaths or 78 deaths in the first quarter to the second quarter. And from what I have been seeing, the raw data that I have been playing with, it shows that we may cross 78 because a
Wow.
lot of accidents, yeah, a lot of accidents have been taking place. A whole lot of accidents have been taking place. Drivers don't know the rules of the road. We have stepped up everything, but we are putting in place a lot of mechanisms to make sure that we'll be able to curtail this thing going forward. What we have done is that we have brought in equipment into the country that has to do with the measuring of speed guns on the
Mm-hmm.
highway. Now, these speed guns are being used by highway patrol officers. So if a driver is coming from a direction that is opposite the police,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to detect we're going to detect the level of speed that you are running with, and we're going to give you the requisite ticket or even forward you to court. So with this kind of a thing that we are putting into place, it is our hope that drivers will begin to be a little bit mindful
Mm-hmm.
while operating on the road. Not only that, as I speak to you, our chief of public safety has left Monrovia and holding discussion with stakeholders within the sector. He have met with traffic code judges. He have met with transport unions, driver unions, and,
Mm-hmm.
holding
Yeah.
different discussion with them to make them to understand a lot of innocent lives have been taken away, and drivers need to be more responsible. So these are things that the police is actually working on. We are concerned about innocent lives being taken away, and probably some people, some social media commentators may think that we are not doing anything, but we are doing our best. We are doing everything possible, deploying highway patrol officers along the road to make sure that drivers drive with care. Vehicle owners, those who hire operators, need to tell the operators in the morning that, hey, I did not give you the vehicle to go and dump it. You need to be careful. But I'm sure that some of the operators are saying it. But some of the drivers are just reckless. Now they get drunk and sit behind the steering. Some of them take drugs and sit behind the steering. Some, while driving, play with telephone. And,
Yeah.
and, and, and some of them overload the vehicle. How can you put somebody in what we call a VIP
Mm-hmm.
on 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 a highway? You open the trunk of the vehicle and you have about 30 persons sitting in the trunk. Then we try to question the understanding of the people who are traveling on the highway and will allow themselves to be placed in the trunk of a vehicle. You put two persons
Can you
within
imagine that?
the front seat of the vehicle, the driver cannot even have a chance to change his gear. So in the rain, getting a lot of people in road traffic accident, and we all need to be involved. The churches need to be involved. The churches need to preach this message from the pulpit. Need to conscientize their 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 membership about road traffic accident. The police alone
Mm-hmm.
cannot carry out this education. While it's true that we have not started to mandate, but it has reached a point that it is overwhelming. A lot of people dying. And those who are dying either come from the church or they come from the mosque or they come from some community. All of the communities around here are bleeding. So it cannot be a campaign only launched by the Liberia National Police. And we believe that everybody needs to get involved. Because I'm in the police. I just lost a friend and
Mm-hmm.
somebody sitting
Mm-hmm.
somewhere is bereaved. A popular person has been killed in a road traffic accident from a community. The whole community is mourning. So it becomes a national issue, and we are addressing it as a national problem.
On a serious note, yeah, myself heard that when I heard about Zach Mongo, I felt so disappointed, and he has been playing on me since the beginning of this since last weekend. It has been so sad for the people of Kawo. I'm linked also because of my little sisters who he's their uncle or he was their uncle. So, but one of the things too that we'll let you know, you talk about uh, increasing traffic police along the highways. Uh, what's going to be their look for? What are they going to look for on the highway? What are they going to observe? What's going to be their mandate?
But they already have a mandate enshrined within the traffic laws of the Republic, the Cuban traffic law of the Republic of Liberia. And also vehicles being overly loaded are subject to search or are subject to stop by the police. And the vehicle was speeding in a zone that they should not be speeding, the police have that responsibility to make sure that they pull them over and either advise them or give them the necessary ticket or even impound the vehicle. So we are reaching to a point where we're going to be very rigid. Probably somebody lesson will be taken away or somebody will be disqualified from driving, and we'll put you into the system like you are not going to get driver lesson. So a lot of measures are being put into place, and those traffic officers, those highway patrol officers along the way, are there also to make sure that provide some level of education to operators, because the lack of education on the road is actually killing a lot of good people. And so we are doing a lot of things behind the scenes to make sure that we minimize road traffic accident on our roads.
I listened to the mother of the 10-year-old. I know that you follow that case when she said her daughter was sitting on her lap and she was sitting in the front of a pickup or truck. Is it possible on a traffic law for someone to be sitting in the front seat and put a child on the lap to travel long distance, not even long distance, but is it possible? Is it lawful
Vivian,
under the traffic law?
when I saw that on the social media, right,
Mm,
I broke down and cried loudly in my office. And my staff were asking me whether I knew the child. I cried loudly in my office because what actually made me to cry was that the picture where she wearing the blue skirt. You saw that picture,
mm, mhm. Yeah.
and you yeah, when you look at that picture, you can see that that child has a lot of potential. The way she stood to take the picture, like any one of our
Yeah.
kids, laughing this and that. Then to see her innocent child that will
Mhm.
grow up with the rest of her life with amputated arms, it actually broke my heart. It actually broke my heart to see a child that can be my daughter in a picture that is very lively. But then
Mhm.
opposite that picture, you have another picture that you lost her limbs. It actually got to me.
Eh,
Nobody should sit in a car front seat with a child on their lap. That is the ignorance that we are talking about. That
Yes.
is the ignorance that we are talking about. If the driver is educated to the rules of the road, no trained driver will allow a passenger to sit in his or her front seat and have another
Mhm.
child. Children should not be riding the front seat of a vehicle.
Mm.
Even at the back seat, They should be scrapped. So, the Bible says people die because of the lack of knowledge. People are perishing. People are dying in road traffic accidents because of the lack of knowledge. If the driver is knowledgeable,
mm,
the road traffic will have road traffic accident, but at least it will be on a minimum level. But our drivers are not educated, and that is why we have made it very, very clear and with working with the Liberia Transport Management that it is now the police that have the right to issue lessons.
okay.
What we're going to do is that everybody going to take a driving test. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about those who have not had a driver lesson before. So if you got a vehicle, if you got a vehicle and you went to
Mm,
driving school to get a driving and you want to get a lesson, you have to sit a test. And that test is being administered by the Liberia National Police. You have to go for an eye test also. But some of the accidents
mm,
that you see along the route, some of the guys when nighttime comes, they are totally blind. They cannot see
okay.
ahead of them. So before anybody get a new lesson, I'm talking about new applicants. I'm
Okay.
not talking about I'm not talking about those who have lessons, but those who want to be driver and we have to go
Mm,
and have not and have never gotten a lesson before, but want to have a lesson. When you
mm,
apply for it, you have to go through medical examination in terms of your eyes, and you have to sit a test before a lesson is issued to you, and you have to bring a driving credential from a
okay.
recognized driving school. So those are some of the things that the police have put into place, and those are some of the things that we are working on.
Okay. That is a very, very fun idea. But another thing, what you talk about the lessons, the extra lessons that the police would love to work with the transport regulatory to enforce that every driver, especially all the time driver, go to school. Is it going to be a decentralized program for them, or they will have to come to Monrovia, pay tuition and all of that before they go through lessons? Because it's going to take a while if they have to go through all the processes to get the knowledge they need, the requisite knowledge they need. So, is the police going to decentralize it so that it can be all over Liberia?
Certainly, we are working on decentralization, especially when it comes to the issuing of lessons. But before a lesson is issued to anyone, especially new applicants, and that is part of my statement. Be taken seriously because I don't want anybody misquoting me. Now,
Mm,
if you have a lesson and you're going to renew it, good. But if you are a new driver,
mhm,
now because you graduated from college and your father bought you a car and you want to go
mm,
get a lesson, you have to sit that test. You have to sit
okay.
that test. And the process is not going on. There are people who are failing in the test. Look, somebody went for the test, and guess what? The person went for the
Wow.
test and bought other people's car.
Wow.
Imagine. Yeah. Excuse me, while going through the driving test, and I don't know whether they were nervous or what, and they just took heavy
Mm,
speed. Luckily, our officer were not standing in the way, and they hit cars that were nearby. So you
mhm,
see, a driving test, and you're making accident. So just know if you took some the vehicle on the road. So there are unqualified people who want to drive, and we have come to
mm,
realize that, and we are working on it. We are working on it seriously, and we have had so many stakeholder engagement, and the responses that we are getting are overwhelming. Because everybody is concerned about road traffic accident. You leave your home
seriously.
today with your two you leave your home today with your two legs and two hands. In hours,
Mhm,
you lost your leg. Like you made mention of in university student going on
Yeah,
campus. Now, another concern that people are raising with the police is the issue of the truck drivers.
that's what I was
How
coming to
can
right
truck
now.
how can truck operator be on high speed on road like the Johnsonville Road, on road like the Conway Road, even in red light?
Hmm.
It's unacceptable. And we are planning something. We are working on public safety section and working on something that will be a pronouncement that will put the drivers into complete check.
Because we are begging, or we the citizens are begging for them to travel in the night, to work all night to give people chance to go about a normal business. Because the number of trucks accident on the road, especially on this Johnsonville Road, on the Coward Road, like you mentioned, is too high. It's too hard.
Very
The
much,
police, the
very
work,
much.
I hope that what you are working on will be in the interest of the citizens, and the citizens too will have patience for the police, for you people to do your duty, because that is where I was going. That was my next question. What about the trucks? But thank God you have said it, and we're looking forward to the LNP to implement it drastically when it comes to those trucks. But what are other measures that you think both pedestrians, passengers, they all can contribute towards safety when it comes to safety on the road, especially the highway?
Well, not only the highway, but despite most of the accidents taking place on the highway, but everybody need to be informed or educated about using the road, even using the crosswalk. Can you imagine somebody will be attempting to cross the crosswalk in a vehicle when I want to give that person a chance?
Mm,
No train driver going to do that. Anybody see engaging you on the crosswalk, that person is very much be on train because a train
mhm,
driver who is educated in the rules of the road will know exactly that the road belongs to everybody, to those who are crossing the road and to those who are operating vehicles on the road. And also, our community service section is involved with holding town hall meetings, going from community to community. And while it's true that sometimes we focus on crime, on people learning how to report crimes and other things, but we take up time also to educate people about using the crosswalk properly. We go to schools and teaching the kids how to cross the road and we're using our traffic officer as an example. So there are a lot of things we're doing, but to admit to you, the issue of accident is actually overwhelming us.
okay. The other day I was at my house and I wanted to cross the road. So I just told the officer, I said, Officer, I want to cross. He said, Don't cross here. Go on the crosswalk. If you cross it, you will pay fine. I hope you know. So I said, Oh, okay, okay. So I just want to bring this in. Have you people done any arrest or pedestrians who have how you call it, disobeyed the crossing rule?
It will start with arrest people now. But look, let me tell you something, yeah? And when that came up on Facebook, there were a lot of people were saying, lot of people don't know, a lot of people don't just understand the laws in Liberia. They behave as if they know it. But there's a portion of the traffic law that call for people being fined if they don't use crosswalk or crossroad. It is there, it is inscribed.
Mhm,
So, but the laws are not made to punish people, because you want to punish them.
mhm,
So it is left with us to get involved with public education, and that is what we're doing. Like I'm on your show tonight. Somebody may be listening and get some of the things that we're talking. Probably they may not
mhm,
have, yeah, they may have not have known it. And also, public awareness is very key. And that is why we're calling on all those involved in changing society to get involved with this process, be it the church, be it the mosque, civil society, just where even at Taisha to
mhm,
educate people about safety. Safety is very key. Safety is not only a matter that should be handled by police. Everybody should get involved in the issue of safety. When you are washing your floor in your house, especially tire, and you know that when water get in the tire, get on the tire,
Mm-hmm.
it is something very serious. You need to tell the kids that the floor is wet. You cannot run on it. So everybody need to get involved with safety matters. It's not only the police. Because if you put water on the tire and while washing the tire, somebody just enter your house and you feel to tell the person that hey, you are walking on a wet tire and that person fall,
So,
that person may get a spine damage. The person
mm-hmm.
may get their leg broken. So safety is everybody's business. We should get involved. So it's not us only the police that should go to schools and educate people. So school owners themselves should take up time, during devotion time, to educate the children about crossing the road. We need to take the matters here on because we are losing a lot of resourceful people in the society. Now the issue of
So,
violent crime. When last did you hear that somebody was killed in an armed robbery incident? When last? Violent crime. Although we have been able to
mm,
address the issue of violent crimes, but violent crimes should be the one that taking away lives. But it is
yeah.
road traffic
Mm-hmm.
accident that is taking more lives than violent crimes. So it is a national issue that we all should work together using the media like what I'm doing right now to provide some level of education for members of the public so that we can have a very healthy society.
Thank you very much for addressing that. I'll just coming to hit you a little bit what's going on at the LMP when it comes to the nightlife. We just you just hit it a little bit, bit violent crime. We've heard less, at least we've heard less in the most recent time of armed robbery and
Yeah,
the
sure,
midnight
sure.
hackers and all of that. What are those measures that you continue to put in place that you would love to maintain?
What we're going to put into place?
What is it that you have put into place that you would love to maintain or you would like to maintain as you continue with working
We
with
have,
this violent crime all night?
we have, we continue to step up patrol. Coming from, we step up patrol. Like I was talking to the commander of the radio room at Central today. Then I asked him, I said, hey, in 24 hours, where do you get complaint from? And he told me that the city of Kingsway makes more telephone call to the police than any part of Maserati.
Mm,
So they call for concern. Residents in Kingsway call for police help more than Central
mm.
Morovia. According to
Wow.
the volume of calls, yeah, according to the volume of calls that come to our call center. So with that kind of a statistic or data, then
Mm.
we focus on Kingsway. So those are some of the things that we're putting into place to make sure that everybody is safe.
Wow. Thank you for being with us. You've been giving a lot of insight, people. If you are joining us and you want to make a contribution inside Liberia tonight, you have the opportunity to speak with police spokesperson Sam Collins. You can do that by using our Facebook page for your comments or our YouTube page for your comments or your concerns will be addressed right here. We have between 3 to 5 minutes to go. Studio coordinator, do we have any concern
Well,
on the Facebook page that we can, or any question anyone want to ask? Studio coordinator, are you there? Studio coordinator, are you there? If not, we will go back to police spokesperson who will just give us an overview or a whole summary of the police work in Liberia and the level. I wanted to slip in something, but I'll leave that for another time because we, like the citizens are concerned. about the country is small, and there are a lot of things that the police is involved with. A lot of what the police work is like the highest work, even though it's not the police alone. The police needs support from civil society organization and others. But when it comes to the drugs issue in Liberia and the raiding of these ghettos and things around, how far is the LMP, especially working with the LDEA?
Well, we are just there to give a happy hand to the LTEA. You know, the LTEA has that statutory responsibility. Although the Lord has created the Liberia National Police, gave them the right also to fight us, and we are doing it. And so there is a very strong collaboration and cooperation between the LTEA and the Liberia National Police, and that is yielding positive result. You have to take into consideration that the ORC and the LDA is a very active police personnel. In fact, he is the human resource manager at the
Mhm,
Liberia National Police. He was just seconded to the LDEA, and the deputy in command, although he's from NSA, but he served the Liberia National Police for many years before going to the NSA. And the deputy for operations is an active policeman, eh, who was taken from his post in Mangibi County uh, to serve the LDA by the President of the Republic of Liberia. And also we work closely with the LDA, and we are doing what is required of us, making sure to give them the necessary support so that they may be able to address the issue of cross-border terrorism. And since the new team got to the LDA, they have been doing a wonderful job, and the public can attest to it. And we are excited that we are trying to put this problem under control.
okay, thank you. Any final word for us before we take leave of you?
Well, thanks for this opportunity to call us on your network this evening to be able to participate in your program. And we think that other networks should give us this opportunity just by we try to reach out to some of them. And media, since I took over, has been very much cooperative in working
Hmm.
with our office and working with the police to inform the people of Liberia. Road traffic accident is serious, and we call on Liberians to take note of it and govern themselves according to expected drivers, because it is very saddening that you leave your house in the morning and get involved with a vehicle and the driver just mess you up. Even the drivers have lost their life. So it beats my imagination that somebody will be sitting behind steering and just driving recklessly, as if, like you
Hmm.
said, they have as if they have a spare light at home. And also, it's terrible. We're working on it. We're going to address it, but the police alone cannot address the issue of road traffic accident. We call on the general public to get involved with public education, so that we can be able to minimize this what I call disaster that is gradually creeping on us. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you hear anything, call me.
Thank you.
At least if I have the time, I will always pick up your call and participate on the show.
Thank you. Thank you to you, Sam
Bye bye.
Collins, and the police person. Goodbye. You've been doing a wonderful job. We've been following your work. Yeah, you've been doing a wonderful job in the LMP, informing the public on a daily basis of everything that's happening. There is no secret in the LMP anymore while you are there. Congratulations for your job. Well done. This is Samchat TV, and our program is Inside Liberia tonight. We want to take leave of our program for tonight. The weather is start to go and it has been giving our internet a little bit slow paced, and that's why we started 12 minutes late into the show. But thank God we were able to end it successfully, and our guest appeared to give you information. That's him right there. He's available to all media institutions. Okay, you are welcome to join us tomorrow for our program. Uh, Her Voice Matter, that is our Thursday program, and our Friday prime time for the youth, Saturday our leadership dialogue, and our Sunday our religious program here on Samja TV. Don't miss it. We are always here to serve you. We want to take leave of you right now, studio coordinator. We want to thank you, Leon Tuasama, for always being there in studio, making this broadcast the best. My name is Vivian Cook. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV.